Welcome back to the channel. We're working on the truck again today. We're going to get the tub off and we're going to rust proof the chassis. Right, we've got the tub off, but one of the bolts snapped while we were doing that, and now what we're going to do is try and weld a nut onto it and get that out. So I welded a nut on, tried to undo it, and it immediately just snapped off. So I gave it a little dink with a hammer to try and loosen up some of the rust. But as you can probably see there, there's absolutely no way that was ever going to come undone. That's properly rotten. So the weld nut has just snapped off. So I've got rid of the other weld nut off this side as well. I'm just going to replace it with an actual nut. I can't trust it. The other one came off far too easily. So now I'm going to do is get in there and give all that a good wire brushing up, ready for some anti-rust. So the chassis is all completely coated now, Bilt Hamber Hydrate 80, which is like a rust killer. I've let that dry for 24 hours. We're going to stick that on, which is red oxide, which is going to be the primer for a chassis black, which I've got, which will go on once the red oxide is dry. So let's get to getting that. Hang on a minute, I can feel rain. Yeah, I can feel rain. Perfect. So I'm not doing that now. I'm going to cover it back over again and leave it till it stops raining. Right, we're at the end of that section now, so I've sprayed the back of the truck between the bed and the back of the actual cab because I'm going to be Raptor coating the whole car at some point, when the weather gets better, in a nice new grey colour. So I wanted to paint that section in there because it would have meant taking the tub off to get into that bit to paint it in the future, and I thought I might as well do it while it's off, which was the last bit of the last section you just watched. So that's why that random bit of painting was in there. It's because I had the tub off, and that is the colour we're going to be painting the truck when it comes to doing the Raptor coat. A couple of people have asked what chemicals I used when I did the chassis, so I'll go through them here. They're on the bench, and the first thing I did after I wire brushed off all the flaky rust was hit it with this Hydrate 80 from Bilt Hamber. This is a rust neutralizer. You just paint it on. It's quite runny, and it changes colour as it works. So you give it 2 coats. 24 hours later, you can go over it with whatever you want to do as your final coating. I then went after it with this. This is red oxide paint. The same sort of stuff that you see on steel beams and any other kind of steel construction. It's really, really good at preventing rust. You don't have to use it on bare metal, so I just splashed a load of this stuff all over it, and this makes a really good base for the next coat. Because this is red, it's really easy to see where you haven't painted. And the next step is this. This is E-Tech chassis paint. Now, I got this off Amazon. I don't know if it's a good brand or not, but it went on really, really well, and it's gone really hard. It's like an enamel paint, so it feels nice and hard on the actual chassis itself. I get a feeling it's going to wear quite well. Even on the tin, it's gone really nice and hard. I've only used about probably 3/4 of this tin to do that whole chassis a couple of times. So this is more than enough. I think this is what, 500 ml, so half a litre. That would be more than enough to do the chassis on the back of one of these cars. Once that was done, I let that dry obviously, and this stuff, I had a can of this. I just thought I'd use this on the bottom of the tub. So anywhere on the tub there looked like there was any rust, I hit it with that Hydrate 80 first, let that dry, and then sprayed this all over the underside. So it's the same colour as the chassis, but this is like a waxy coat as opposed to the hard enamel, which is the other previous paint. On top of all of that stuff, I'm going to put some Dynax UC. Now this is clear wax. This is the same stuff that the wax oil is made out of, but it's clear, so you can use it anywhere without discolouring any paint under the arches or whatever. That's really, really good. I've used it on previous cars. I'm going to get that over the enamel paint because it helps protect against stone chips, because it's a waxy coated protectant. It doesn't chip off easily. It heals itself if you get a little stone chip on it. So I'm going to use that as the last coating over the underneath on the bits that get hit by the wheel. So not the whole chassis, just the bits under the wheel arches essentially that I've painted with the chassis paint. In the box sections, I use something called Dinitrol. Now that's really well regarded in the restoration circles, and I bought that for a car a while ago, and I had some of it left over. I've stuck it in a pump sprayer, you know, like a hairspray, I think they use at the hairdressers, just a pump spray bottle, and because it's really runny, it goes in everywhere. You just basically spray it in the holes in the chassis with the pump sprayer, and that gets down into all the little grooves, and it stops any more rusting going on. Yeah, so that's all the chemicals that I used on the chassis. Hopefully that makes them use to you if you want to do it for yourself. So if you like that, give it a thumbs up, and you know, like and subscribe if you want to see any more stuff. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.